Let's take all these guys out. 1, 2, and 3. Doesn't matter who, doesn't matter where, doesn't matter when. Doesn't matter if they bring a new horse in the race. I am on a warpath.
No, obviously I know he's a nice lad. I'm a nice lad, but it's about going in and taking him out.
I'm a character and I'm a entertaining fighter and I'm not like all these other fake motherfuckers. What you see is what you get, and that's it.
Before Maldives would go to war or battle, they would do a hucking. They would eat you after we kill you.
J.J. Wilson is the trophy! Welcome to the 2025 PFL World Tournament from the iconic Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida. It's lightweights and middleweights taking center stage. I'm Sean O'Connell. That's Dan Hardy. The legendary Randy Couture is also here. Middleweights are back. Lightweights, they've never been gone. Probably the deepest weight class in the sport of mixed martial arts. Tail the tape for a middleweight tilt between Aaron Jeffrey and Murad Ramazanov. Jeffrey 32, Ramazanov 29. Jeffrey the taller fighter here, but it is Murad Ramazanov with the longer reach. And we get going here in the third round. 5 more minutes. Jeffrey in the green, Murad Ramazanov in the dark trunks. Sean O'Connell, Dan Hardy, Randy Couture on the call.
Watch your fingers towards his eyes.
Behind the right hand, Jeffrey once again goes chest to chest.
Head position.
He looks strong, Jeffrey does. He really does look like physically domineering against a lot of his opponents.
A lot of that's position. He gets a great underhook. He gets his hips in, controls that space between the feet, and that gives him position to make him look powerful.
One of the things we talked about in the pre-fight show, we talked about in the open, is how many guys feel like this is the right weight class for them. Murad Ramazanov might not be feeling that way right now because of how strong Jeffrey is at 185.
Ramazanov chasing this takedown now. You can see Jeffrey trying to elevate him, trying to lift him back up into a clinch position. Every time Ramazanov's dropping down to attack the legs, and there's that underhook for Jeffrey. That's a saving grace in this position.
Yeah, Jeffries does a great job of repummeling, uses the riser really well, threatens with his hips, and then comes back on the other side, repummels, and gets that underhook, that inside position back.
Little shove off there from Jeffrey, back to the striking range. Good jab again from Murad.
That is a blistering jab from Ramazanov.
Oh, nice, what a level change.
Well timed. Open palm strikes from Jeffrey, who's being bullied back to his own corner.
Jeffrey looking for the fence, gonna wall walk up. There's that whizzer.
So a good takedown for Ramazanov, but wasn't able to accumulate any damage or settle into any kind of control. No submission to set up. Jeffrey right back to his feet.
I love the fact that Jeffrey's preset is just, okay, let's move forward. Hey, we break, okay, let's move forward. That's just, I mean, that can win you on the scorecards in a tight fight sometimes. You know, cage control is a scoring criteria when everything else is equal.
Another takedown here for Murad, this time in front of his own corner. Eats a couple of elbows for his efforts. Randy, that could be so disheartening when you put in all the work to get a guy to the ground and then he's right back up.
It comes right back up. It goes both ways. Ramazanov could put him right back down and dishearten him after climbing all the way back to his feet.
And there it is, a good example of it. Now Jeffrey trying the inside elbow.
Worth keeping in mind, though, that all this time while Ramazanov is wrestling, Jeffries is chipping away, and he's now taken over with strikes. Ramazanov won the first round on strikes, but Jeffrey has just hit 100 landed.
Jeffrey was able to keep that knee legal right to the top of Ramazanov's head, but now he is a downed opponent.
Timed it perfectly. Referee right there looking at it very closely, too.
Digs the underhook again. Ramazanov on the legs. Posture's broken. That looks uncomfortable. Nice takedown, though.
Just
still
muscles his way through it.
Yeah, horse his way through that one. Tenacious Jeffrey's not willing to concede any position. He keeps climbing right back to his feet, using that whizzer effectively, and making Ramazanov fight for every inch.
Well, operating under the assumption that you guys, oh, nasty 10-finger here. More of a crank than a choke if Jeffrey can apply this pressure. There he goes for it again. Yeah. Just, again.
Wow, just timed that perfectly.
Just before the knees go down for Murad Ramazanov.
That's a tight front headlock.
This is a hard round to score. I like the wrestling pressure of Ramazanov, but for me, Jeffrey keeps just chipping away. He's landing, he's threatening. Look at that, posture's broken on that takedown now.
Look at the shoulder flexibility from Murad Ramazanov. His head can be down at his knees, but he's still maintaining that grip. Gets Jeffrey down one more time, but can he do anything with it? Clock ticking down to the final 10.
Man, a grueling battle between these two middleweights.
Both these guys.
They've not stopped.
Nasty pace, most of it against the cage, and we'll go to the judges' scorecard.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 hard-fought rounds, we head to the judges' scorecards. Troy Winkapaw scored the fight 29-28 in favor of Ramazanov. Roger Edgehill scored the fight 29-28 in favor of Jeffrey. And Solimar Miranda scored the fight 29-28 for your winner, Aaron Jeffrey!
A dejected Murad Ramazanov, an elated Aaron Jeffrey. And that's how it goes with one shot to advance in the World Tournament. Let's take a look at a tail of tape for this lightweight contest between Brent Primus and Vinicius Sensi. Primus is 40 years of age, still going strong. Vinicius Sensi, 29. Sensi, the taller fighter here, standing 6 feet 1 inch. Both men weighed in at the lightweight limit of 156 pounds and have an equal reach of 73 inches. Let's pick up the action in round 3.
Primus got to be careful here when he's closing distance, because he's moving into a range where he knows his opponent's throwing fast hands and knees up the center line. That was a good jab by Primus.
Very nice jab. Whipped Sensi's head back with that one. Switch leads by Sensi.
Oh, big body kick from Sensi, then he goes upstairs to the head. Swinging away in this lightweight contest. And again, the switch knee attempted by Sensi. 0 for 4, I think, on that one.
Yeah, I like that body kick that Sensi's using from southpaw. I would be investing more in that if I was him. Again, even if it's smashing into the forearm, the bicep, it's going to deaden that arm, and it might start to drop the arm and make the head available. Man, again, close with the knee. Primus was just a little too close for it there.
Big slam for Brent Primus.
Big lifting double leg and finish by Brent Primus.
The USA chants from the crowd here at Universal Studios.
Always seems to be triggered by a big takedown from an American wrestler. Have you noticed that? They hear the foot on the canvas. Yes, America! I love it.
Primus taking a couple deep breaths on top here with 3.5 minutes left to work. Since he's got the guard closed temporarily, opens it up and again closes it.
Yeah, Sensi for a moment looking like he was going to attack with the rubber guard. I wonder if Primus is surprised at the trickiness of his opponent.
Sensi climbing toward the fence. See if he can get the smart cage to help him elevate.
Got that grapevine on the leg, making it difficult for Brent Primus to move his guard. Now he's stacking him up against the fence, but again, he's got to be cautious. Sensi might be trying to kick off and work an armbar here.
Like to see Primus get his head up and bring his hips in. Get some elevation there above Sensi. Now he's got a little better chance of landing some meaningful shots.
Sensi goes north-south underneath Brent Primus. Good job getting his legs involved. Primus tries the Dan Henderson punch.
I like how close Primus keeps the leg on the outside of the half guard. You can see how he runs it right along the side of his opponent's hip to try and wedge them in. Beautiful work. That was super slick.
That left arm of Vinicius Sensi.
Triangle attempt.
And he uses it as Primus tries to squeeze on it. Sensi attempts to roll.
Got that body triangle locked in again. Great effort here from Sensi so far, especially to step in against such a tough veteran like Brent Primus.
Sensi's hand control has been remarkable tonight. He is just not giving him a sniff from some very bad positions.
Vamos, Vinícius. Vira para machucar ele, vamos. Não pode aceitar essa posição. Não pode aceitar.
Primus softening him up here. 40 punches landed, 61 thrown by Primus.
Sensi appeared to be gearing up for a big twist inside this body lock, body triangle. And I don't see Primus letting that instep stray to set up a Scottish twister. So you might need to coach him through that, Dan.
I am not the person for that, but I can certainly connect him with Stevie Ray. I mean, you see it in this position here, and you think that there's a definite option there for Brent Primus to add it into his game. You can see Sensi trying to turn into the guard, trying to control the wrist so he can clear the arm to one side of his head and make the turn easier. I mean, this is Primus's bread and butter though, isn't it? Back control.
Briga com ele, vamos! Briga pra sair, não para! 30 segundos!
20 seconds left.
He's got it in, he's got it in.
Tight, very tight. Primus.
That is very tight, he's under the chin.
Oh, he's got this.
Sensi's not going to tap. There's the toes. With 8 seconds left, Brent Primus secures his 9th professional submission victory.
That was a great performance by both of them.
And it shows you how badly he wanted to finish. He very easily could have just ridden that out. Totally safe. Final 20 seconds, final minute really of the fight. Instead, he gets after it, squeezes his way to a victory.
There's the
by
big
rear
double,
naked choke.
Picks him up and drops him down. Primus does a nice job now. You watch him steer him back here. He's got it in deep, swims that arm through, slides in, locks it into position. Right here, 8 seconds left in the fight right here. And you're gonna see Sensi, it's in deep, and there's the tap.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner by rear naked choke, 4 minutes and 52 seconds into round 3. Moving on to the semifinals of the PFL World Tournament, Brent
Good sportsmanship on display there from Brent Primus, as we have come to expect. Let's get back to more of the 2025 PFL World Tournament from the iconic Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida. Middleweight contest on deck, and here is the tail of the tape. Josh Silveira and Mike Shipman. Silveira, 32 years of age. Mike Shipman is 34. Silveira is the taller fighter here, standing 6 feet 1 inch. Shipman is 5'10". Both men weighed in at 186 pounds, and a slight reach advantage favors Josh Silveira. One more round here in middleweight world tournament action. Josh Silveira And Mike Shipman touching the gloves to open the third frame.
I've got this 1 round apiece. I thought Silveira won the first round. I thought Shipman had a great second round. Silveira came on strong at the end of the second round, but I still gave that a 10-9 round to Shipman.
Yeah, I agree, Randy. I agree. My only question is, do any of the judges see that first round with how tight that submission attempt was as anything other than a 10-9?
10-8s are handed out so rarely in the sport of mixed martial arts. The output from these fighters, very equal, at least in the striking. 60 thrown for Shipman, make it 61, 56 thrown for Silveira. PFL star women's flyweight champion from last year, Dakota Ditcheva, sitting cage side tonight. Speaking with the big boss. Nice elbow there from Josh Silveira.
Yeah, that was a good elbow over the top. I don't think either of these guys can be confident that they're ahead on the scorecards. I think both of these must be feeling that they've got less than 4 minutes now to get through to the semifinals of this World Tournament.
Still some pep in the step of Shipman despite all the effort and output in this fight. Bouncing around, which has interrupted the timing in the striking game of Josh Silveira.
The guys at London Shoot Fighters, they do this brutal Versa Climber workout. I mean, it is brutal. It's why all these guys are in such good condition. They suffer so much in the gym in preparation. Yeah, I think Josh Silveira,
Beautiful. That was beautiful. I thought Josh was going down. And again, that hip heist right at the last second put himself in good position on top.
I mean, it was Silveira who initiated that with lifted his leg, wrapped it around the left leg of Shipman, and it looked like Shipman was going to muscle over.
I mean, I know we had a good slam from Brent Primus, but I think we've got some really nice technical takedowns here from Josh Silveira that could be competing for that takedown of the night.
There's that seatbelt attempt he's trying to get. Shipman not having it.
Josh now standing up in the guard of Mike Shipman, trying to land some shots. Got to be careful of Shipman kicking his hips out. You can see Shipman's pulled a knee shield in between them now, which is going to create some space in this position.
Good elbows from the top here for Silveira. Nice shot selection as well, as Shipman is boxing his ears from the bottom position.
Very good.
TakedownShop.com is home to the #1 fight short in the world, worn by our PFL pros. Scan the QR code, get a Takedown t-shirt for free. Takedown, official apparel partner of the PFL. Another Kimura grip attempt here for Shipman, reaching over the right arm of Josh Silveira.
Josh Silveira might look to try and pass the half guard entirely here, try and get his leg clear.
Just gotta, yes, use that right between your legs.
You can hear the clear coaching as well from the corner of Josh Silveira. He's listening well to them.
Just make the hook to yourself.
Not just coach, but dad, Conan Silveira, walking Josh through the defense. And Shipman has to abandon the Kimura grip. Silveira now has him flattened out.
Nice job by Silveira to come under the head, flatten his opponent back out using that scoop of the head.
It's like he might be trying to chase an arm triangle here. You can see him creeping his left hand up, Evil Dead style, walking it into position, taking the arm with him.
Silveira's got the knee down. If he can connect his foot to the mat as well, full mount. Shipman able to recover and get Josh Silveira's left leg in between
that arm triangle attempt again.
He's just desperate.
Silveira's positioning, his awareness of his lower body is really clever, really interesting to watch. Shipman's doing a really good job of controlling the left leg of Josh Silveira, but all the while he's controlling the leg, he's having to deal with an upper body onslaught of elbows and neck attacks.
Again, the wherewithal in that sense of a Division I wrestler and ability to float over, but also that jiu-jitsu sense. He knows exactly where he is with regard to jiu-jitsu on the ground.
Final 10 seconds of this middleweight fight, and Silveira steps over into the mount, offers a flurry from the top position. Shipman blocking and swinging back. To the judges' scorecards we go in this middleweight world tournament contest.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 incredible rounds, we turn to the judges' scorecards. All 3 judges scored this fight 29-28. Your winner by unanimous decision, moving on to the semifinal round of the PFL World Tournament.
Josh Silveira advancing to a middleweight semifinal matchup. PFL World Tournament in 2025 continues with lightweight action. Clay Collard, Alfie Davis. Collard is 32 years of age. Alfie Davis is 33. Collard stands an inch taller, weighed in 1 pound lighter, and has a 3-inch reach advantage.
Alfie, you ready? Fight.
Clay Collard's in the green. Alfie Davis is in the dark trunks. Sean O'Connell, Dan Hardy, Randy Couture beside the PFL Smart Cage. First round action in the PFL World Tournament in the lightweight division. 2 strikers.
Oh, boy. I was just about to say, Clay Collard's got a Mortal Kombat tattoo on his arm, and it couldn't be more fitting for this fight. I mean, this is push forward, brawl and box against a sharpshooter with great footwork in Alfie Davis.
That first kick from Alfie Davis slapped off the side of Clay Collard's head. It's motivated him to grab a hold of his opponent. And now Alfie Davis with double underhooks reverses position on the barrier.
Nice job of repummeling by Alfie Davis to get inside position, chasing down that body lock. Clay Collard now trading places with him, putting Alfie on the fence.
Yeah, good work by Collard to turn, and he's really making the most of these foot stomps. They don't look like much, and I can tell you, if you've got good footwork, you like to be on your toes, you do not want your feet smashing like that.
Well, the corner of Clay Collard at weigh-ins yesterday spoke about this game plan, using the wrestling a little bit more, being intelligent in this fight. Clay known for always being an exciting fighter, but at times it has cost him in previous PFL seasons. Wanted to be more strategic this time around with no margin for error in the new tournament format.
You can see Clay pushing and driving his head into the face, trying to get some space here, but Alfie Davis is staying really tight on this body lock.
Tough double underhook position for Alfie Davis. Clay struggling to get some distance there, and now back in the open.
The challenge for Alfie Davis is to try and keep enough space so he can utilize his fancy techniques, whereas Clay, he only needs a few inches to thud you in the body with those big hooks.
The head movement from Clay Collard. Oh boy, this one was that.
Dropped. Clay Collard is out in trouble here. Davis hammering away. Oh, the stoppage for Alfie Davis.
I got to say, that was a superb stoppage by Blake Grice. He got in there. Not only did he save the fighter from more punishment, but he caught his head as he was going down.
Collard still very unsteady inside the smart cage, even as he protests the stoppage. Davis was spinning, and I don't know if it was an elbow or a back fist or a forearm that caught Clay Collard, but he was in big, big trouble from that moment on.
Clay's annoyed with that stoppage, but he's still unstable on his feet. Okay, let's see what landed. And Clay's pushing forward, and Alfie's moving. He looks to spin for a moment.
Oh,
there it is. It's a short elbow. Signature move, beautiful. As he spins, he brings the elbow up at an angle so he doesn't go over the head of his opponent. It comes up into the chin. There's the spin, and there's the connection on the side of the head. That was beautiful work by Alfie Davis.
Right behind the ear.
I mean, Clay is doing everything he can to get back to his feet here. He really is trying. But I hope we get the replay of the finish here as the referee steps in to save him. And as Clay's falling, look how he catches him and holds him so he doesn't bang his head. Beautiful work by the referee there.
And beautiful work by Alfie Davis. The spinning attacks paying off.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Blake Grice stops the fight. 2 minutes and 12 seconds into round 1. your winner by TKO, advancing to the semifinals of the PFL World Tournament, the X-Man,
Alfie Davis will face Brent Primus in a lightweight semifinal. Little striker versus grappler treat in that one. Let's get back to more of the 2025 PFL World Tournament from the iconic Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida. Lightweight contest up next. Mads Burnell and JJ Wilson. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape. Burnell is 31, JJ Wilson is 27. Wilson, the taller fighter here, standing 5'10". Both men weighed in at the lightweight limit of 156 pounds and a significant reach advantage, 6 inches, favoring the Kiwi, JJ Wilson. Third and final round. Winner advances to the semifinals in June.
See JJ Wilson straight away with those feints from the back leg.
Another takedown.
Mads looking at some kind of front choke here, but he knows he doesn't have it and he's bailed on it.
We got to frame, we got to get on the side, we got to get that right on.
Beautiful setup, level change, and follow through on the double leg by Wilson. Very impressive wrestling tonight by him.
Timing has been excellent, hasn't it?
And you have to respect the game planning from American Top Team in the corner of JJ Wilson. Mads Burnell is so well known for his forward pressure, and that can be overwhelming for opponents. But what do you do against a guy who relies on forward pressure? You never let him get started. You don't let him get moving, marching you down. Wilson stayed aggressive early in all of these rounds and was able to put Mads Burnell on his back in both round 2 and now here in round 3. 1 minute gone.
Yeah, Mads really looking stuck here up against the fence.
Element, official hydration partner of the PFL, is offering a free sample pack with any purchase. If you'd like to try Element, scan the QR code or visit drinklmnt.com, drinklmnt.com/PFL. Claim your free sample pack.
There it is, there it is.
Gotta stay salty.
Mads really trying to elevate JJ Wilson here, trying to, again, pull him on top of him so he can start to roll him and sweep him, manipulate his weight, but Wilson spreads his base so well. And this head position is incredibly irritating for Mads right now.
Wilson just grinding it in there.
And you can see why so many people are high on JJ Wilson and his potential in the sport of mixed martial arts. He's 10-1 so far. He's 27 years old. Right now, he's on top of and confounding a guy with more than double the professional experience that he's got. Executing at a very, very high level against a high-level opponent after a 2-year layoff. I mean, the kid's got unlimited potential.
Get your frames, get on your side.
Tries to progress to mount there. Mads denies it, forces his leg back into half guard.
Use your legs, start using your legs.
Look at the flexibility of Wilson as well. Like, look where his right foot is. It's inside the thigh of Mads Burnell. It's in a really unusual position for a moment.
Fabian Edwards warming up, one half of our main event. Middleweight contest against Impika Sunganai, just like in this lightweight division. It's a true tournament format, one shot, no wiggle room, no margin for error. Winner moves on, loser goes home.
Start creating space, scoop that cage, get your head high, give me something. Feet on his hips, start kicking them away, get your head high, let's go. Burnell, minute and a half.
You can hear the corner team there, and Mads Burnell coaching him through this position, trying to get into good frames. That was a really solid elbow to the chin by JJ Wilson. Mads doing what he can to make space, but Wilson's got a suffocated pressure here.
Mr. Modi, 1 minute, 1 minute. Stand up, bro, let's go. Stand up.
fist coming down from the top as we look through ref cam. Wilson with a flurry here. Masvidal moving just enough to prevent that stoppage. Brian Miner was looking closely. 45 seconds left in this lightweight contest.
Matt's really trying to get something working here, but Wilson's awareness of this top position control is superb.
Snuck a beautiful right-handed to J.J. Wilson. Now hammering away with elbows to the body and hammer fists to the head. Search. Oh, there's a finish! Brian Miner's seen enough. J.J. Wilson gets the TKO and advances to the semifinal.
Here
Here's
you
that
see
final
Wilson.
flurry.
Yeah, that landing, picking his shots, posturing up, finding a way to land the elbow, pound the body, bring the hands back down, and then go back to the head. Brilliant performance by J.J. Wilson against a very, very formidable opponent.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Brian Miner stops the fight 4 minutes and 42 seconds into round 3. Your winner by TKO, advancing to the semifinals of the PFL World Tournament, the Mighty Kid, J.J. Wilson.
Wilson back in competition for the first time in almost 2 years and punches his ticket to the semifinal. He will face the winner of tonight's co-main event. Middleweight contest up next. Tail the tape for Sadabusi and Dalton Rasta. Sadabusi, 38 years of age. Rasta is 29. Sadabusi on the tall side for a middleweight, standing 6'3", makes him the taller fighter here. And you can see the reach advantage, as one might expect, favors the taller fighter, the Swedish Denzel Sadabusi.
Ready.
Sadabusi with some big breaths in the green. Dalton Rasta's in the dark trunks. Sean O'Connell, Dan Hardy, Randy Couture here beside the PFL Smart Cage on ESPN. Our betting expert Ian Parker also in the building alongside Jonathan Coachman and cage side reporter Kennedy Smith. Rasta showing some high kicks, causing Sadabusi to react.
Yeah, both these guys are very loose with their kicking game. It's a good way for Dalton to deal with the reach of Sadabusi by opening up with kicks of his own. But you can see he's trying to punch himself into the clinch again here. Trying to get Sadabusi back up against the fence so there's nowhere to go when he drives forward.
Sadler getting on his bike a little bit more. Circling around, trying to keep his back away from that cage. Double jab and an overhand right. Dalton Rasta now takes the back of Sadabusi and hammers away with his right hand. Sadabu in big trouble here. Referee didn't like the defense. Warned Sadabusi that he was looking closely. Rasta now trying to climb over into a mount. Thinks better of the knee on belly. Stays inside control. Short frame and an elbow from Rasta on top.
One thing I will say as well, it's similar to the J.J. Wilson ground and pound as well. There's a lot of drama in the way that he attacks. You know, he attacks very ferociously, and it's like it's quite a statement the way that he approaches his ground and pound. Like, even if he's not landing anything particularly significant, which of course he is at times. Oh, Americana!
Americana hold here on the right arm of Sadabusi.
Oh, man.
Torquing that shoulder. Sadabu able to extract himself from that grip.
It's like some blood coming from Sadabu. Seen it on the back of the arm of Dalton.
Randy, you call that a double wrist lock or an Americana?
Americana.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a debate in the gym every now and again.
My coach from Greco, Bob Anderson, is the one who invented that move in Brazil with the Gracies. That's where it got its name, the Americana, because it came from Bob Anderson.
Nice. Look at that. Randy Couture is like a history book, like a combat sports archive. Exactly, he beat you up. The truckers just said to me, mate, I've got to repeat it. He'll beat you up and he'll teach you about it.
And he can do both at the same time.
Oh, poor Tito's. Look at this, looking for a potential north-south choke here.
Rasta could potentially, with this right arm gripping over the side of the head and around the back of the neck, he can work his hips around to his own right, move like a clock. Sadibou wise to it, but now it's a Darce choke.
Darce choke is tight. Very, very tight.
And a big squeeze from Dalton Rasta as he tries to gather the legs of Sadibou C.
I think Sadibou C.
He's out!
Wow.
And a tap, Dalton Rasta! Submission finish.
Wow. So here's the big punch that catches Sadibou C as he's moving back. Big right hand over the top. Catches him on the side of the head. You can see Sadibou C try and gather his wits for a moment. And then Rasta circles around and starts hammering big hammer fists and elbows. It was a really dominant performance from top position here. Sadie was trying to create some frames, but as he turned in, he got wrapped up in this beautiful Darce choke. And you can see this is where the power, the muscularity of Dalton Rasta is really put to use. Squeezes on that neck, traps the legs. There's nothing that Sadibou C can do now. There's the tap.
Just a little fingertip tap. I thought maybe Sadibou C was going unconscious.
Every other limb was tied up.
All right.
Emphatic statement for Dalton Rasta and the first submission victory of his career.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, 3 minutes and 29 seconds into round 2 with a Darce choke submission, advancing to the semifinals of the PFL World Tournament, Dalton Hercules Rasta!
10-1 now as a professional. Dalton Rasta advances.
This is a rematch. There may be some revenge on the table in this semi-final bout. Dalton Rasta, Aaron Jeffrey. What a fight that is going to be. Two powerhouses in the middleweight division.
Let's get back to more of the 2025 PFL World Tournament from the iconic Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida. Time now for the tail of tape in this lightweight fight. Co-main event, Gadzi Rabadanov versus Mark Giacchesi. Rabadanov, 31 years of age. Giacchesi is a year older. Giacchesi also stands taller, 5'10". Rabadanov weighed in a pound heavier, and the reach advantage favors the man from the DRC, Mark Giacchesi.
Here we go. You ready? You ready? Fight!
Southpaw stance, you'll see Giacchesi switch now and again.
The long-range striking of Giacchesi is really, really dangerous, and he's had many highlight reel knockouts, but people often neglect his wrestling skills as well. Beautiful, there we go.
Wheel kick. Giacchesi throws that one, but Gadzi Rabadanov just casually moves out of the way. Body kick caught, dumps Giacchesi to the back, and now hammering away.
Wow.
Rabadanov with a quick finish.
Holy smoke.
Another KO for Gadzi.
Wow, that was brutal.
Unbelievable performance.
That was insane.
Make it 11 in a row.
And it was the left hook again. He caught the kick and went straight back to the left hook. Just bowled his opponents over. That was a tremendous performance. He's getting stronger and stronger. That's terrifying. Right? Yeah. He's getting better. Look, we just talked about this left hook. Let's have a look at this. So Giacchesi's going to throw a power kick, and we're going to see Gadzi Rabadanov catch this kick, and this is the left hook. This is the hand we're watching for. Let's see this. Big kick, Rabadanov catches it. He's going to let go of this and swing that left hook straight around. Oh, he just misses, but he piles on top of Giacchesi. That sensitivity of that left hand to be able to catch. And then as soon as he was on top position, he was not interested in submissions. He was not interested in the position. Stand over and punch him as hard as I can.
And Dan, if we could replay that again.
It was two lefts and a right.
It was two left hooks just
right.
downward force, and then the right separates Mark Giancaisi from his consciousness and makes another point for this whole lightweight division to pay attention to.
Scary power.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner 32 seconds into round one by knockout. And advancing to the semifinal round of the PFL World Tournament,
You had a load of decisions, and then all of a sudden you started knocking people out, one after another. What changed?
Now I understand how this shows, how these businesses work. And one time I think about this, and because when these people gonna love me, only I'm knocking out people. And I do lot of work. I prepare a lot of things, become here and finish people's.
Congratulations, my friend. You're through to the semifinals. Let's bring in President Ray Sefo and your next opponent, JJ Wilson. An incredible semifinal bout. Gadzi Rabadanov against JJ Wilson. Two violent and talented strikers. What a great fight that's going to be. 2025 World Tournament semifinals in the lightweight division.
Time now for the main event, and here is your tale of the tape for a middleweight World Tournament contest between Impa Kasanganay and Fabian Edwards. Impa 31, Edwards 32. Fabian Edwards stands an inch taller. Both men weighed in at 186 pounds, and a 6-inch reach advantage favors the man from England, Fabian Edwards. Let's pick up the action in round number 2.
They've done a good job, though. I mean, there was no blood while the doctor was looking at it. Just got to be careful. If he takes any more damage on that, it might start to stream, and then you don't want the doctor getting involved again at the end of the next round.
And we talked about Evelyn, and we saw a very, very similar cut from Evelyn from Fabian Edwards.
That's right. Inside leg kick there from Kasanganay. Edwards has already shown that stabbing kick a couple of times in this second round. Sean O'Connell, Dan Hardy, Randy Couture. Off balance there from Fabian Edwards after a right hand cracked off the side of his skull.
Right hand right, or right left right, I should say.
Nice feint there with the leg by Fabian. You can see him setting traps. He's trying to read the holes in Impa Kasanganay's game. Looks for the elbow kick against Rock.
That right hand again.
A little wobble from Fabian Edwards, but he walked Impa Kasanganay into another short elbow before it happened. Lovely jab there from Fabian.
Super fast. And there's the front kick again. It's so disruptive of your conditioning as well. And for someone that's got great conditioning like Impa, that's probably the only way that you're going to start to impact that gas tank. You can see Impa reacting to those faint front kicks now.
Yeah, it's starting to hurt. Intelligently, he's using the left hand to try and parry it, because if you start doing it with the right hand, then that left leg's going to come upstairs. Still, you don't want to react too much.
Yeah, clever feints again by Edwards. And we've got to remember, you know, Team Renegade is the headshot dead, Jim. So Impa's got to be cautious that that kick might be disguised with another technique like a straight cross. Here's the cross.
2 minutes gone here in round number 2 of our main event. Winner moves on to face Josh Silveira in the middleweight semifinals.
Twice with the elbow.
And a left hand has Impa Kasanganay on the retreat. Edwards now chasing. He's got Impa. He's in deep trouble. Fabian Edwards with the finish of the second round. I'll say this about Fabian Edwards as we look at these replays.
Oh, clash of the heads.
He told us how important those elbows were going to be. Look at that right hand from Impa.
Here we go. Here's the finishing sequence. Beautiful straight left. Look at this. Look at him chasing down. Skips through with the knee. Impa's managed to stay on his feet there, but he's reeling. And here comes Fabian. Circles into the fence. Thunders in with these left hands. Spectacular finish. A big statement for Fabian. A big statement for Fabian.
Ladies and gentlemen, Brian Miner stops the main event 2 minutes and 14 seconds into round 2, declaring your winner by TKO, advancing to the semifinals of the PFL World Tournament, Fabian Edwards.
Fabian Edwards victorious, back in the win column, and punching his ticket to the semifinal where he will face Josh Silveira.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am here with your main event winner, Fabian Edwards, moving through to the semifinals with a big win over Impa Kasanganay. Tell me the emotion, how you're feeling right now, and what you thought of the performance.
I feel good, but the job's not done. You know what I mean? 1 down, 2 more to go, so can't get too happy, you know?
Look, we're going to see some replays on these screens. You were really invested in that elbow all the way through. Was that a big part of the game plan coming in?
PFL, you should have brought in elbows a long time ago. But yeah, I knew the elbow game would be something some of these guys haven't experienced for a couple of years, so yeah.
And as you said, the job's not over. You've got 2 more fights. Your next opponent is already across here. What a middleweight showcase this is going to be. PFL 2025 World Tournament. Josh Silveira, Fabian Edwards. That is going to be an absolute battle, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks for watching the first round of the 2025 PFL World Tournament. We will see you May 1st as the light heavyweights and heavyweights take their one shot at greatness. Go to PFLMMA.com for all the latest information on the Professional Fighters League around the globe. For Randy Couture, Dan Hardy, Kennedy Smith, Jonathan Coachman, and Ian Parker, I am Sean O'Connor. Stay well, everybody.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Francis Ngannou. Subscribe now to the PFL MMA YouTube channel.